Peace and love, soul group. Peace and love. Peace and love. We are live. And before this broadcast, I just want to take the time. I know there's a lot of you who enjoy this space with me to just center, just to get centered before we jump into today's live stream. And I do this it's very simple to do once you get the feel for your frequency and your energy by just taking 3 deep breaths, holding each breath for 3 seconds, 3 to 6 seconds, depending on your rhythmic breathing. And so those of you who are sitting down, I recommend that you straighten up the back. You can lay on the floor. If you're on your mobile phone, you can lay in the bed. You can choose the lotus position. And let's do this together. Let's just get centered. I do this maybe 10 to 15 times a day. And it's very simple to do. We're going to take in a deep breath through our nostrils, and we're going to exhale through our mouth with our tongue, if you can, lodged to the top of your mouth. It's like a grounding mechanism. It's kind of awkward at first, but you'll get used to it. It helps to move that electric cosmic energy. It's a ground. It's hard to explain, but it's really powerful when I start doing this. So let's start off by taking that deep breath through the nostrils. Hold it. Second breath. Hold it. Blow out. Anything that you don't want to acknowledge right now, you can release through the exhale. Anything that you want to bring in now, you can bring in to your space, your spirit, your energy field, your aura through the inhale. So I'm going to bring in some electric cosmic love. And I'm going to blow out all fear, doubt, unbelief, all negative energies that are not beneficial to this live stream right now. Centering is not alleviating thoughts from your mind or alleviating emotions. What do I mean by alleviating? Getting rid of thoughts. It's okay to let the thoughts flow. We're just not going to attach consciousness or awareness to those thoughts. We're just going to observe them and let them be at this time. It's okay. Those of you who are in tune with your emotional body, I feel a vibrating, burning sensation right now. I've actually activated my non-physical body here. And it would just be a matter of time of me sitting in this position, not focusing on any of my thoughts, but tuning in to my brow chakra right now. My eyes are pointing up towards my brow chakra. I feel a small vibration in the brow chakra. And all is well. It feels good. It feels good. And this is the space that I like to start from. Fresh. I am focused. I am fresh. I am centered. My emotional body is activated. I am in alignment. And I am open to receive. Yes, I'm open to receive. Beautiful, powerful, positive souls. Welcome to another episode of IMConscious Now What? I'm Derek Dunlap. amazing, 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 amazing being conscious and a part of what I call the life. I'm learning so much, ladies and gentlemen, that I didn't even want to title this live stream. I'll do that later. I want to talk about some things that I have been experiencing and I'm learning so much from just allowing my life to just play out without tagging it, without becoming obligated in this time system, this illusion of time. Time is linear. It's not as it seems. And it's just expanding my consciousness so wide and so deep. We're going to start off with, I'm going to tell you a little experience that I've had with my son. Some of you have heard me talk about my son on previous shows. Starseed, free will, very, very brave, very, very diligent, very, very conscious. And I had not, up until almost 2 weeks, I had not verbally spoke with my son in almost 5 years. My physical eyes have not visualized or seen or saw his holographic image here in the third dimension, which in the beginning, right? Because this awakening, as some of you have witnessed, my awakening is only, well, I've been awakening this whole incarnation, but me being conscious of me awakening has only been like 2 years, if that. So in the beginning of this, I was very emotionally tied to my son, as a lot of you would also be. He's my son. And with my carnal mind, I began to kind of judge where he was based on this matrix system that has reprogrammed us to observe and feel and analyze things a certain way. And this all started when my son left the Metro Detroit area and went to Harvard University. He has a very brilliant, sharp mind, very intelligent soul. And some of you have heard this story before. I mean, it's a very common story, but it's just a different story when it's your child. Those of you who are parents, right? He decided that college at that particular time wasn't for him for whatever reason. As a free will being. And he left. And I remember him telling me he was on his way to California to pursue the movie industry, Hollywood. The kid's an amazing writer. I've read some of his scripts. I mean, he writes amazing scripts. Very gifted with the pen. And at that time, like any other parent, I didn't think that that was the right move for him. Because I had grown up in the matrix and I was told to go to school and get a good education and graduate from this educational system and get a job. Get a job like everybody else. Work for 30 years. And then retire and enjoy the little bit of allotted time that we have in this systematic trap. Like the baby boomers. And then you travel and then you enjoy the rest of your life. That's the frequency that I was in. when he left. This kid has taught me so much in 2 weeks just by me being open to receive. And you'll hear me say this a lot. This is what I'm learning. This is what I'm playing with. And I'm applying this to every aspect of my life right now. Me and Brother Bubba was talking about this yesterday on the podcast, and I'm really implementing this into every aspect of my life. So out of nowhere, my son calls and said, "Hey, Dad, I'm coming home." And you guys know me. I'm a character in myself. I said, "Oh, that's good. Where's home?" You know what I mean? It's been 5 years. Where's home? And he said, "That's what I wanted to talk to you about when I get there." And I remember downloading just that first conversation. And it was part of my ego was attached to that, right? Because I'm emotional about my kid, right? So I'm just keeping it real. And it was kind of like the nerve of this mother. Where the fuck have you been for 5 years? You know, your mom loves you. I love you. You know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. All of this emotion. And you just call like it ain't shit, like it was yesterday. This was my first reaction to that first conversation. And then I kind of stepped back from that. I said, wait a minute, I don't like this frequency. Nah, this, it's deeper than this, Derek. It's deeper than this, bro. And so I began to meditate on it. And I centered. And from the non-physical realms, I remember when I first got this from my higher self. This is a part of you. This is a part of your energy coming back to you to check in with you, my son, my solar energy in alignment with his mother's solar energy. We duplicated a replica of our consciousness, right? It duplicated and created this soul. Yeah. And so I mean, you would have to activate every part of your multidimensional being to even understand this when it's your child. Son showed up, I didn't know what to expect, but I know how it felt. It felt he was calm, he was cool, he was collective, very humble, meek, and kind. That's what I downloaded from his throat chakra, the energy that he gave me. And I remember when he showed up, I remember his smile when he first laid eyes on his earthly, what we call father, his dad. And that smile was so genuine. And that smile just sat in my heart chakra. A part of me returning to me. A part of me that was totally, as much as you can, and still live in the matrix, disconnected from the matrix. I remember he had one backpack, the clothes on his back. His hair was locked. And I remember that first hug, that reconnection in spirit. And I began to just study him without him knowing that I was studying him. I watched all of his moves as we were getting to know each other spiritually again. And it was just amazing because everything he needed to survive on this planet was in this little backpack. When you look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen, it's incredible. It's incredible. Everything he needed. I remember he had a little bowl. He had his own spoon. He had his water in there. everything he needed to survive. He was totally off grid. And so we began to talk. And I remember asking him, where you been? And he said, oh, Pops, I just been on a journey. I said, elaborate. Tell me where you been, what you been doing. Oh, Pops, I've been all over the United States. My son's been to Egypt. And this journey of his was just unplanned, spontaneous, carefree. And he had learned how to survive off of the land, off of whatever the universe spent or pushed his way. He learned how to sit in that energy. He's debt free, no mortgage, no car. I want you guys to really understand this, because a lot of you have children. And there's a lot of young starseeds that listen to this show who are afraid to move out of their parents' home and just start your journey because you're worried about what people might perceive you as if you do this. Excuse me. I have a son that was brave enough and diligent enough to stand on his own 2 feet and explore the life. And the energy that he brought back to me was the energy that I needed to understand why I want my own land, why I want to grow my own food, why I want to get out of the inner cities, why I want to get off of the grid, why I no longer want to be codependent on a system that was designed to keep us snared. Now, to the physical eye, this doesn't look pretty at all. To the ego, to the ego, a lot of us as parents will look at this soul, our son, our children, as a complete failure. But I don't see it that way. I see something different. I see a part of me that is living the life. It's on a journey. I said, son, have you thought about what you want to do with the rest of your life? He said, I'm actually living the rest of my life now. I'm doing everything I want to do in this life. I'm meeting incredible people all over the world. I'm exploring different cultures. I'm working on my scripts. I have 5 scripts that I've written on this journey. I said, son, wait, where you gonna live? Oh, I don't worry about that. I'll be where I'll be. I'm okay. And he kept saying something to me that took me years to be able to accept. He kept saying, Pop, I love you. I love you, Pop. I'm just passing through. And I remember saying, son, I'm here to catch you. And I'm here to assist you in any way that I can. He said, no, Pop, you're doing enough by just let me come into your dwelling. And ladies and gentlemen, it's to see him try to get acclimated to what we have here. It's just incredible. Because when you've been on a journey for 5 years living off the land, just to see him take 4 showers in one day, to watch him play with the technology, to watch him wash his little bowls out in the face bowl in the bathroom, and to watch him survive off certain foods that he used to eat that he doesn't have to eat anymore, but he still eats those foods because no, Pop, I'll be all right because I'm just passing through. He don't want to get too attached to this matrix system that we have here, this internet. He wants to keep that freedom. And I understand, but it takes a very, very non-judgmental perspective to see the life in that way. And this is the most beautiful thing that's happened to me in a long time, was to have this kid come in and just show me the life. Off grid. No debt. What I would call worry-free. He wakes up every day and it's a new life. What you doing today, Junior? Oh, I'm gonna get on my bike and I'm just gonna go out and get some sun and meet some new people and write. You hungry? No, I'm gonna I'm gonna boil some water and just eat these little herbs that he have, and they look like little noodles. It's incredible. Takes a lot of bravery to do that. Takes a lot of humbling to do what he's doing. And this is just my perspective. I'm sure his grandmother or his mom or even, my dad on my side will see a whole different perspective of what I'm saying. I'm sure they will. Can you blame them? No, you can't. Because our realities are based on how we perceive things. Creates your realities. I'm learning this. And I was open enough to just let him be who he be. I just gave him 3 simple rules to stay amongst in my frequency. Don't violate the free will of other people here. Respect others' privacies and belongings. And just stay humble. And you're okay here for a allotted time. Because our journeys are different now. Different journeys, different perspectives. But I'm willing to merge your energy with my energy for an allotted time to get a greater understanding of where you're at in what we call the life and what you're experiencing. And I think it's incredible. I think it's brave. And I just wanted to share that, because a lot of you who know me, I was very, very uncertain of what I was going to receive when this child came home. Imagine not hearing from your sibling for 5 years, not his voice, not seeing him, nothing. And one day you get a call and say, hey, I'm coming home. But I'm glad that I could experience this and just look at it from all of these different variations. Even from my own ego, which I shared with you, the nerve of this, right? So if you have children that are living their part of what we call the life, if you truly believe that we are immortal, conscious, solar energy, we never die, then take down those barriers that you've placed on your children. Take down those expectations of what you think that their life should be, and allow them to step into their free will, free to explore. Even if you've labeled some of the things that they're doing as mistakes, these are your labels. These are your labels. This is your perception of their life, but it's their life. Just like my life was, I started over 6 times. Who am I to say, what the fuck are you doing? Who am I to say that to my son? Right? You guys see where I'm coming from? I've learned so much in 2 weeks from this off-grid soul coming into my dwelling. The way he eats, the way he moves, the way he thinks, the way he analyzes, the way he reacts to technology. That's a reflection of myself. Just incredible, incredible. Another thing that I tried out, it was my wife's birthday on June 30th. And my wife is a very, very organized, everything. I mean, she is just borderline obsessive in organizing. It's something that she is dealing with. And I'm very spontaneous. And so her birthday was coming up. And I just said, and it just happened to be her birthday, but on my birthday, I would do the same thing. I say, honey, for your birthday, let's just be spontaneous about it this year. Let's not do all of this planning and organizing and trying to, just plan it. Let's just let the day come in and let's just enjoy it. Whatever hand we're dealt on June 30th, let's just do it. And I wish I could recap or pull up a screenshot of her face. Like, on my birthday, are you nuts? And I don't even know how I convinced her to just try this on her special day. But I reassured her that we were going to have a lot of fun. And her birthday rolled in. I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do with my soulmate. And to make a long story short, it was probably one of the most incredible days that we ever experienced together. Why? Because we just let the sun come up. Right at sunrise, we got started. We had a very nice, organic sunrise breakfast. And from there, we just jumped in the car and we were just out. I remember us riding downtown in Detroit, Michigan. We have a new train called the Q line that rides right into the heart of Detroit. None of this was planned. And this train, it's electric or some kind of new energy. It doesn't run off gas. It just glides past you and you feel the wind. Super cool. And I remember us running after the train. We missed the train and we just out there running, laughing, having a good time. We didn't plan anything. So we ran about 6 blocks where the next train was coming and we jumped on that train. And we rode that train from the heart of the city of Detroit as far as that train could go. Excuse me. That's perfect timing. That's actually her calling now. She must know I'm talking about her. And we rode that train from start to finish. Excuse me. And when we got to the end of that train, we jumped on another train and started coming back. And we saw this beautiful, brand new vegan restaurant that we didn't even know existed. And so we jumped off of that train, went into the vegan restaurant, had another superb meal, unplanned. Then we jumped back on this electric train and jumped off at another stop. And they had these cool little bicycles that You stick your credit card in this machine and it unlocks the bike. You basically bought that bike if something goes wrong. But it was so cool. We had never saw these things before. So I put my credit card in there and the bike unlocked, and it was all of these things that you had to sign, all computerized. Basically saying you agree that if you F this bike up, you just bought it, you know. And so we got 2 bikes and we just jumped on these bikes and just started riding, you know. Nothing was planned. And we rode all through downtown, interacting with other souls. We were attracting souls our way because we were having so much fun. And my wife was just talking to everybody that came into her sphere. We met some incredible people. And I mean, we rode those bikes until, you know, our tongues were like just hanging out. We dropped the bikes. You could lease the bikes from one place, and then you can drop them off like on the other side of town. It was real cool. Detroit is really coming back. It was very cool. And from there, we walked about 5 more blocks. And in Detroit, we have 3 casinos. I'm not much of a gambler anymore. You guys know my story. I used to gamble a lot, lost so much money drinking and gambling. But what the hell? It's my wife's birthday. My wife isn't a gambler anyway. So we went into Greektown Casino. All of these lights, and if you could just see her face, she was just having it incredible. I mean, she was like a little child again. And we went into this casino. I didn't even recognize slot machines. Now are just all computers, you know. We were just in there, and I remember giving my wife $10 because we're not gamblers, you know. It's like, here go $10, you know. Go play something. Go pull a machine, you know. And she took that $10 like it was a $100 bill. The coolest thing I ever seen in my life, ladies and gentlemen. And she went over to a machine, and she sat in between 2 senior citizen ladies. There was this machine right in the middle of them. And she sat right in their space, because that's how we're just free will beings. We don't care if somebody's around us. We speak to everybody, you know. And so I guess, I don't know if this is casino etiquette. You don't sit right next to a person, or I don't know if that they were waiting on somebody to take that. We didn't know. We just wanted to have a good time. And so she sat in between these 2 ladies, and they both were like, you know, you know what I mean? And I remember rubbing my wife's shoulder, and I spoke to the one lady. Hey, how you doing? Peace and love, sister. You know, hey, peace and love, sister. It's my wife's birthday, to kind of get the energy flowing. You know, people don't even speak. A lot of people don't even speak to each other anymore. So when I said that and they felt my energy, they smiled and said, oh, happy birthday, just to, you know, get that negative energy out. This was incredible. Now, these women had to be sitting there. You know how seniors do. They get there real early and they just play. It was a penny slot. So my wife puts the $10 bill in there. And by this time, they're just looking at her, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, the first pull, she pulled it. It was like some scattered cherries, and, you know how the slots do, nothing. And so they, you know, the ladies were like, that machine ain't did nothing all day, you know. So I said, pull it again, honey, you know, pull it again. We didn't even know how to bet or anything. She just pressing buttons, and she pulled the lever again. And all I remember was 7, 7, 7. And I mean, this machine started ding, 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 ding. And I'm jumping up, you know what I mean? And she's clapping so hard, she's almost smacking the ladies like next to her, because they're like real close. So she clapping and hollering and screaming. And I mean, ding, 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 for like 10, it seemed like 10 minutes, but for like 5 minutes, this machine was just ringing. Ding, 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 ding. And the credits where it said what you won, it was 3,000. Right? So we like, holy shit, 3,000. Oh my God. We hugging and hugging. And we, you know, forgot that there were pennies, right? So 3,000 pennies is, in retrospect, $300. But we started with $10. And so, you know, we're not gamblers. So my wife was like, shoot, I'm taking this out of here now. And she hit the button and it printed her out a little ticket. Everything is digital. And she went up to the desk, and the lady said, well, you know, you can even win more if you sign up for this and that. And we don't come a lot. So we end up cashing that out. And to see the face of those 2 ladies who sat there all day, it was priceless, because she probably took $150 from each lady, because the machine wasn't kicking out. So with this, now we turn that $10 into $300. So now we have $310 in profit. We went had another meal off of the casino. And I mean, we stayed out until sundown and we ended that day watching the sun go down. And I remember her looking into my eyes and just saying, this was the greatest day of my life. Why am I saying this? Because we all have been brought up in a treacherous, and I'm using this word to drive this home. We have been programmed and brought up in a vicious, treacherous, all-consuming system that demands you to be at a certain place at a certain time. And I know that you think that this is the life. I know you think that because I used to think that this is the life, but it's not the life. And until you change your perspective of the life, until you are willing to just break all holes of time and planning, and I know this sounds crazy. And it sounds crazy because it was meant to sound crazy, to just alleviate the obligation of time and just be the free will beings that we are. We are free. And just start implementing this into your life just in little bits. I'm not saying just, jump out of the matrix and quit your job, because I didn't do that. But just wake up with no expectation of anything. And from doing this, you begin to reprogram your perception of the life. You see, when you plan things, they have to manifest a certain way because you planned it. It has to be this way because this is what I'm stamping on as energy. You are going to work out this way, right? And when it doesn't, then we're all discombobulated and all out of center, right? Because we expected something to happen and it didn't happen the way we expected it. And I'm here to tell you, and I'm learning, and a lot of other conscious beings are learning very fast. The universe does not gift wrap things the way your carnal mind wants them to happen. It's an entire different intelligent energy, I'll say. It just doesn't. So when you become open to just receive something the way it is, life gets very, very fun. Life gets very, very incredible. Life gets endless and very, very wide and very, very deep because you don't have an expectation. It's kind of like you don't know what you're getting for your birthday. You have no idea, right? Because what do you want for your birthday? Write down the list. And you see how you're kind of lining yourself up to receive things on this list. But when you have no expectation of anything, life becomes a fairy tale. Life becomes like the dream state. Things just everywhere you look. Your thoughts can manifest faster, more freely. Why? Because you're not putting an expectation. You're not analyzing and drilling. Even in manifestation, the basic essence of manifestation is think about it, believe it, say it, and leave it alone and let it manifest. But when you don't have an expectation and you're spending a lot of time in your imagination, shit just right. And it just becomes, I don't even have the words, but it's just so exciting. When I wake up in the morning, I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't, but I'm open to receive whatever the universe throws my way. I'll adjust. I'll align my frequency with these events, thoughts, circumstances, situations, and we'll let it play out. We'll ride it out. It doesn't have to be a certain way anymore. And I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. Even in my relationship with my soulmate, and I'm going to get into this on another live stream, because we've tapped into merging our energy together, our life force energy, to make it PG-13. And the manifestations are just coming like this. It's so intimate now that my wife can now, when I'm grounded in her and we mix our life force energy or our sexual energy, whatever you want to call it, you guys know what I'm talking about. When I'm grounded in her, my wife can now, and this is about a week old, she can actually see what I see in my third eye. We get the same images because we become, I know the meaning of becoming one. And just the other day, I remember, I just give you, this is just a free for all show. Wherever this show goes, it just goes, right? I remember we were just sharing our energy back and forth. And I remember asking her, what do you see? Right? Most people don't even talk when they're sharing their energy with their partners. It's just barbaric and animal-like, a lot of it. Not everybody. Some of you have already been here, but what do you see? What do you feel, honey? And I remember her telling me, I just see open land, open fields. And just from her using her throat chakra and her vibration and her tones, when she said open field, right? Open land, I began to see the same field, right? And I say, where are you? Right? And I'm just training my wife how to use her astral vision, right? Where are you? Tell me where you are. And she said, I'm looking out of a sunroom. And I'm like, wow. And there was the sunroom. And I knew that the sunroom was yellow, right? So I'm trying to see, this was the first time that I realized that we were seeing the same thing, right? I said, what color is the sunroom? And she paused for a minute and she said, it's yellow. And I didn't panic, I just smiled. And I got more excited, right? And I'm still grounded in my soulmate. We're still connected. We're still hugging. I'm just like whispering in her ear, right? And I said, what do you see now? She said, I see the birds. She said, I see Earl. And as I focus, Earl is one of our dogs. And I saw Earl running. I said, what is he doing? She said, he's running. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Right? Excuse me. I said, okay, walk out of that sunroom, walk back into the house now and tell me, what do you see? And so she turned around. She said, I see a doorway. And I saw the doorway, right? And she said, now I'm walking into this it's the kitchen. And I forgot what she called it. There's a mantle in the middle of these kitchens. She used a certain word, and there it was. And now I'm testing her again to see if we're seeing the same thing, or am I piggybacking off of her energy and I'm just, visualizing what she's saying, right? You know how I am. I analyze everything. So I said, what color is the mantle, right? And it was like this granite with like all of these different designs. It was kind of like tan, black, brown, right? I'm looking at it, right? And she was like, well, it's I forgot what she called. She said ceramic. She didn't use the word granite. She said it's ceramic and it has a lot of different like designs on it. I see brown, which was close to the tan. Our astral vision might not be the same, but she's basically seeing the same thing. It's beautiful. It's shiny. And I'm like, wow. So I remember looking up at the cabinets, right? And these cabinets were like glass cabinets, like see-through. And I said, what color is it? Look at the cabinets now. Do you see the cabinets? And she was like, yeah, wow, I see them. I said, what color are they? And she just said, they're transparent. Ladies and gentlemen, this shit is incredible, right? And so I said, okay, walk out of the kitchen and I want you to walk to the front door. And so she's guiding me, right? And as she speak, I'm seeing everything that she said. I said, what color? We went to like uh it looked like a den. I'll just say den, right? And I'm looking at the carpet. The carpet was like a Berber carpet, like a real lavish Berber carpet. It was like tan. And it had all of these little designs in the carpet. And I said, stop right there. I said, what do you see? She said, I'm in a room. And I said, what color is the carpet? And she said, the carpet is tan, which is like brown. I said, what is it? Thick? Is it, I'm just testing her. And she said, no, it's very short carpeting, and it has like a variation of patterns in it, was the words that she used. I'm freaking out now. I said, go to the front door, right? And as we went into the corridor, all of this is with our imaginations or our astral sight, because when you move your sexual energy, you actually have outer body experiences, right? When you release that sexual energy. But when you're grounded, right, with your soulmate, and you two come together and you're connected, I'm grounded in her, you can share the same astral vision. And so when we got to the corridor, right, I said, what do you see? Look up. Now I'm already looking up, and it was this huge crystal chandelier just hanging down. I see stuff vivid in the astral realms, huge, right? I said, what do you see? She said, oh my God, it's beautiful. It looks like a glass chandelier, and it's reflecting the sunlight. I'm like, wow. And this was the last straw, right? And this doesn't even really exist in 3 density. I said, okay, go to the front door and open the door. And it was double doors, this beautiful wood, like wood oak, not oak, pine, like a pine door. It was like a high glossy pine door. And she said, I'm opening the double doors. And I said, what do you see? Right. And before she could say that, I noticed the mailman was walking up the walkway. Right. I said, what do you see? And she called it, I see the postal guy. I'm like, what is he doing? She said, he's bringing the mail to me. And when she said this, ladies and gentlemen, with this much detail, this is when we broke the connection, because I couldn't take it. And she said, he has one of those old fashioned leather bags on his shoulder. And God gooded, he had on one of those old bags, and he handed the mail and just like took off. Just this shit was just mind blowing to share that experience, piggybacking our life force energy, our creative energy. And this leads me to this point, and then I'm going to open up the phone lines for you guys. We have the ability to create. We can create and design our children. Yes, we can, ladies and gentlemen. Just from that experience, just downloading that experience, if you are with your soulmate, and this is so important. And the reason why this is important when you're sharing sexual energy, to be with your soulmate. And some people are saying right now, I can feel you, ladies and gentlemen. Derek, how would I know when it's my soulmate? Because you can be who you are with no filters. They will accept you just the way you are. My soulmate knows everything about me. Nothing's hidden. And when nothing is hidden, everything can be observed. She knows everything about me. Yes, she knows my first sexual experience was with a man. Yeah, she knows everything. She's my soulmate. And if you're in a relationship right now and your partner does not know everything about you, they are not, at that point in time, your soulmate. It's just 2 souls on a journey. And it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not saying it's, bad to share your energies, just like in the astral realms. You can share your energy in the astral realms. But here's the thing. Because you are grounded in this individual, right? Males with your rod, your shaft, right? You're grounding into this soul. And you guys are literally exchanging each other's energy. Okay. This could be very dangerous if you're not with your soulmate, because they're actually getting your DNA. See, this shit is deep. This is a whole nother show. You're giving them access to the actual blueprint and breakdown of your physical and a part of your spirit, which is the seed that you're burying in the womb of life. You got to really think about this sex and why sex is so addictive. You're giving them your DNA, your genetically modified code of what creates your physical holographic image here, and a piece of your solar spirit energy to duplicate what? The life, which I call my son, which is like a copy of me. That's why he looks a little bit like me in 3 density. Okay, so when this solar energy is born into the 3-dimensional realm, right, then it falls in this polarity category. You guys know there could be no good without bad. So if you have not learned, and I've learned all of this in this incarnation, you can actually manifest and visualize the soul that you want to come in to this realm. Yes, you can. We've lost that ability. The same way me and my soulmate, or my wife in English language, could see the same thing, we could actually create a child with the same energy. You guys got to understand this. If you two people can come together and with that spark, right? Let me see if I can find it here. Can I find it? Yes. This energy that we're using is just like this physical. To create life, this is the only thing that happens. The male comes and the female comes together with energy, and there's a spark, right? And we have the power and the capacity to create the life. So if we could bring these two energies together and create a whole nother replica of the life, imagine what you could do with these physical things around you. Now, this is abuse. Should I use that word? No, I won't. Let's alleviate that word. This is experienced by many of souls. This is what they label it, sex magic. That's what they call it. Sex magic. This isn't new. But the way that I'm perceiving this now, from this just happened with me and my soulmate. We've been playing with this for a long time, but we just now connected as one spiritually. How do I know? We see the same thing. And there's a little book that's been in circulation for thousands and thousands of years, and it's coded. It says, when 2 or 3 come together and agree. But don't look at this like in the flesh, like a threesome, ladies and gentlemen. Get your mind out of the gutter. I understand this now. When you come together with somebody and you agree, and you connect that life force energy, that electric spark, it's unlimited. You can't measure. Your brain can't comprehend what you can start creating. If you choose to, if your will and desire is there, it's you're tapping into something that the brain can't even comprehend. Me and Ryan Cropper were talking. We talked yesterday, and I'm going to ask Ryan. We have very intimate conversations, not sexually intimate, but very deep. It's my little brother. We talk about everything, and we were talking about this, right? And I'm going to ask him if I can publish some of the things that we talk about, because we have a bond, you know. And we were trying to figure out how some of this stuff happens that we're experiencing, and our brains in 3D won't allow us to come up with an explanation of how things happen. You can only see these things from your higher self, that higher intelligent frequency that you sit in. Linear, it's all happening at the same time, that can start to discern some of these things for you. So imagine the energy that I'm sitting in right now, knowing that my soulmate can see what I see in the non-physical realms now. It's time to play. It's time to create. I say all of that to say this. You are free. Right now, you are free. And I'm going to give you an analogy of what you're experiencing because I've experienced the same thing, right? Imagine in 3 density so you can really grasp this, what I'm trying to drive home to you, ladies and gentlemen, today. Imagine doing 40 years in prison, okay? And just out of nowhere, one day they say, hey, you're free. You're free to go. And you're released from that prison system. 99.9% of people that have experienced that on this journey, they can't acclimate to the new world as they perceive it. They can't. They've been institutionalized. That's the word. Okay? We as souls, we have been institutionalized with a vicious system that has reprogrammed us. We're so used to it that we're free right now. We're free. You're free. You can let go. You can say, fuck everything if you choose to and still exist and still create your own realities. But you're having a hard time becoming acclimated to this new energy. It's weird. Please, souls, just look at it from this perspective today. It's weird. It's uncertain. It sounds foreign. It sounds too good to be true. But we are free right now. We're free. We don't have to wait on anything. My son is free. He's a star seed. He's free. You're free. The shackles have been taken off. You're free to be whoever you will and desire to be. Start playing with this energy. Start playing with the life. Get out of all of these pre-programmed scheduling and stuff if you can. You don't have to do it all in one day because I'm still in the matrix. I still do one-on-one consultations, right? That I have to do at a certain time. So I get it. You guys know I keep it real. I get it. I just launched a new platform that obligates me. I have soul agreements or human agreements with soul saying I'll be here to assist you at this time. But here's the spinner on that, right? Because we're still in the matrix until this whole thing just collapses and I can't wait. I'll be the first one clapping, right? That's why my son gave me that reflection. See, Dad, you free. You free. When my son came home out of nowhere, he was free. I remember the first day watching him wash his outfit in the face bowl. And we had to wash and dry everything. Oh no, Dad, I'm fine. No. And I didn't mess with him. Go ahead, son. Washing his clothes. You don't need no electricity. He's free. You are free. We've all been institutionalized to the matrix. Just take little baby steps, souls. Just baby steps. Don't, I'm not telling you to dive in because I didn't dive in, but I'm not taking baby steps now. Now I got, how you see the people out walking on the track, they out of shape. They can't run yet, but you see them doing this. That's what I'm doing now. I'm walking. And when I get my land, remember this live stream. I'll title it later. When I get this land, You guys gonna witness this. I'm going off grid. I'm going off grid. I'll be off grid because I want to be free. I want to take back control of my life. I want to reintegrate with Mother Earth. I want to help her heal. I want to align my frequency with her frequency while I'm here in the physical. I want to connect with the animals. There's been a disconnection with us and the animals, which are very conscious, intelligent beings. I want to reconnect with the plants and the trees, as you hear Brother Bubba say. We can't do that in the concrete jungle. We can't. We can't do that chasing money. I had a soul come on the broadcast a couple of weeks ago, and he said something that was profound. I don't know if you guys caught it, but he said planet Earth is the only planet that has a fiat currency system. I don't know if you guys caught that. It's the last planet that has a fiat currency system that enslaves the prison planet. And right now you're free. But here's my question that I want to ask you. Do you want to be free? Or have you been institutionalized and you just given up? You can't live without the system. And whatever you decide, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool with me. You're a free will being. Who am I to judge? But I hear so many people complaining about this system, you know, including myself. Complain this fucking system, right? But we're free now. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're free. You're one choice away from changing what you call your life. It's always been that way. You have always been what you thought and what you speak. I'm going to open up the phone lines right now. I love you guys. We'll name this later. The phone line is 230-2744. You can call in live. I'm going to go over to the chat right now, see who we got live on the chat. It's Ebony. Thank you for the hearts. Can we get some hearts going? Let's get some hearts going. Who we got? I got on my wrong glasses today. If you want to call in and add your frequency to this frequency, I will allow you to do that now. Thank you for the hearts. Hey, yo. Antonio, thank you. Life on the move. Life on the move lot. I like that name. Peace and love to you. Paula, Kenny, thank you so much for the hearts. Sister, thank you so much. Daniel, thank you for the hearts. Marcus, Jackson, what's up, man? Chris Gardner is here. I missed the beginning. I'll rewatch it. Yeah, rewatch it. You know, we'll name it later. But there's you know, my PHUCK perspective. Antonio, you're live on I'm Conscious Now What with Derek Dunlap. Peace and love, brother. Peace and love. What's up? Man, everything. What's going on with you? Talk to me. You got the platform.
I've been kind of having a rough day today, but actually you made my day just by watching the stream. You just telling your story, and now I feel great.
That's what it's all about, man. You just tapped into the frequency, you know, and it's just about being open, because the first thing that you said, right? And I'm learning this also, to be conscious of what rolls off of our tongue, because remember, you will always be what you say and what you think, but you changed it. You changed it real fast. You said, I'm having a day. So you were, but now, right? I'm having a great day. So it must be, You know what I mean? And changing that perspective as easy as saying, even when your reflection, this day that you're perceiving, is not lining up how you want it to perceive because you have a certain image in your head or a certain expectation of how this day should play out. This is what I'm trying to get people to see. This shit is so cool, Antonio. Let that go. Just let that go. Just try it one day, dude. Seriously, get your backpack. Just try it. Just wake up one day with no expectations. I can almost guarantee it'll probably be the best day in a long time.
Yeah, I really should do that, honestly. I haven't really done it, so it'll be an interesting day. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't really have that much else to say. Just sharing the love. And that's all.
Well, hey, man, thank you for attaching your energy to the platform. It's always good to hear from you. You've been in the soul group. You've been active for a long time. Take
I've pretty much been here from the start.
From the start, yeah, man. Take a deep breath, a real deep breath, because it might be something else that you want to say. It's just, you know, you're live, you're tapping into a bunch of frequencies, so it might be scrambling a little bit, you know. Just take a deep breath, relax, pause, and add anything else you want to add to the platform today.
Well, there could be some things that I might want to share with you sometime, like on a personal consultation again. But for the platform right now, the only thing I have is just peace and love. That's all.
And we received that peace and love, and we will be connected because I can feel that it's something you want to share. Maybe it's with me, right? It's with me. I can feel it. Okay, cool breeze. Well, peace and love, and we'll connect. And I'll see you at that whenever that arrives. Okay.
All right. Yep.
All right. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
All right.
Yeah.
The phone line is open 734-230-2744. We are live. I'm conscious now. What? I will name this live stream later. I like this, you know. Some dude, thank you for the hearts. Some dude, I like that name too. Some dude just left me a heart. Yvonne Allen. Look here, Yvonne. I just felt something when I said your name. Yvonne Allen. The phone number is 734-230-2744. You have something that you want to say. Call in, Yvonne. I just felt something. Peace of love, Marcus Jackson. You're live with Derek on I'm Conscious Now. What?
Much love, Derek. Lovely day, ain't it?
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. How are you?
Oh, good. I wanted to share two of my experiences when I actually got up one day. I was spending the night at a friend's house, and I got up and left around maybe 10 in the morning and walked 3 miles into where I live.
Wow.
Which is like 2 separate communities, but they're really close to each other out here in the desert. And I ended up walking all the way to a church, helped out an old lady that, you know, has been taking care of the property for a long time, and got to talking with her out. And sweet lady, I mean, could not plan this any better. And she told me where I could get a job, and I'm thinking about going there and, you know, working for fun, of course. Another time I had a ugly dispute with a ex and walked off one day, and the same thing happened, except it was this old guy and this middle-aged lady. And when I got there, they were working on weeds at a retirement home, and I knew who lived at this retirement home because I wanted to visit them and get things off my chest, you know, blow some steam. But it worked out. Every time.
Wow. Incredible, man. Incredible. So when you said something about the desert, where are you located? Where do you live?
I live in California, Boron, which is between Lancaster and Barstow.
Okay. Okay. Just had as you probably heard, my son just came from California. Basically visited the whole state on a bicycle. And a backpack.
And I'm planning to do that here shortly after, actually after going into your neck of the woods over in Michigan for 2 months.
Okay. Okay. All right. So anything else you want to add to the platform?
Oh, no, nothing other than I love everybody who's attached their energy to this platform. I love you, Derek. I'm so glad that, your son has come back and, of course, teaching me some new things.
Oh, man.
You can never learn too much.
Oh, dude, man, I'm telling you, this kid, man, my mind, he's like such a higher version of myself as far as, I watched this kid type a resume. Look, in like a full 3-page resume in like 8 minutes, not even looking at the keys on the dude. I mean, just and this is just from being free. I mean, his brain, you would think like Einstein, for example. Einstein would not fit in regular 3 density. We would all think Einstein was nuts right now. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't discern information like an average 1-dimensional person. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
this kid is like just so worry free. It's just incredible because I have the ability to look at him in a lot of different perspectives. Now I still got, this ego that's saying this guy, but I just push that out. I say, shut the fuck, get out of here. You know what I mean? I just push it away. And then I look at through all of these other different, and I'm just blown away. Like, wow. You know what I mean? I was writing something for one of my platforms and I was stuck and I was just like, hey, Junior, come here. This is what I'm trying to say. Dude, he just farted it out. Blah, 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 blah. Perfect. And I had been stuck for like 30 minutes, right? Just trying to write something to get it to make sense. I knew what I wanted to say, but I'm just not one of those gifted writers. This kid writes movie scripts. He got like 5 of them. I'm like, this is what I want to say. Move over, Pops. Done. Perfect. And I was just scratching my head looking at him like, damn. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
we as parents, man, we just have to get, out of this. We went through a system and then we expect our children to go through the same system. And when they say, F that, I don't want to go through this educational system and learn all of this. I just want to live, because we're not in tune with who we truly are. Because we really believe, a lot of us, we waking up now, but we believe that we're humans and we're doomed if we don't follow this system. Homeless. Being homeless created the multi-dimensional being that you guys see right here now. I started over 6 times, so I get it. You get what I'm saying? There's no way I could sit here and just tell my whole story to the world if I didn't experience some of the things that I've experienced. I couldn't do it. I'll be ashamed. I'll be worried about what somebody will think about me. I'll be afraid of fear, of judgment and reject. And all of that goes out of the door when you break out of this system. When you break out of this system, you're just so free. And either people love you for who you are or they can't hold your energy. I look at it like this, Marcus. People who don't hang around me, they can't hold my frequency. It's not that they don't like me or they just can't stand to be around a high vibrating multi-dimensional being. I aggravate the shit out of them. My frequency is too high. I get it now. I didn't get it at first. They just can't hold my energy. They can't stand around me. They can't accept this love energy. It's not this artificial, genetically modified love. Right? That's what I call lust. That I love you because this love that casts out all fear. I try to explain it. It casts fear right out of everything. You're just on this. You're just coming from the heart space. Everything is from the heart space. You just do things because you don't expect anything to come back. But when it does, it was like, hey, that was cool. Let me do that again. You know what I mean? And then it comes back. Fuck, that was cool. because you don't have no expectation. You just do because you love. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, peace and love, brother. Thank you for calling in.
Peace and love, Derek.
All
Take
right.
it easy.
All right. Peace and love.
And have all the fun in the world, man.
Oh man, I'm trying as much as my vessel will hold, dude. I'm pushing my body right now. Seriously, I'm pushing it. You know, I know why I have a different perspective on what they call death right now, right? And death is when the physical body can no longer hold the frequency or the will and the desire of the solar energy that's inhabiting inside of the body. Now, this happens two ways. It could be from the how can I describe this? Because see, when I talk, everything I say falls under the law of polarity, good and bad. But I'm not coming from that. But I have, because I speak English, it comes out sometimes because I know what I can see it, right? So like there's souls that's just exploring all different kinds of foods, they're just exploring, man. They're just living, right? And we know that these bodies that we have been genetically modified by all different kinds of higher intelligent beings to insert the chakra system. We're genetically modified in the physical, flat out. Ain't no way around it. Either you accept it or don't. Who cares? But anyway, some of these souls they just living and experiencing this life so fast that they just run through the physical body. It can't keep up. It can't. And it dies. It can't hold the frequency. You know what I mean? And I know in the physical, it looks like, damn, they don't do. But hey, we're immortal. They just get another body and reincarnate. Yep. It's just like kind of like women treat cars, man. Like women treat motor vehicles, right? Same thing, you know, just they just jump in the car, turn the key and drive them. They don't wash them. They don't clean them out. They don't change the oil. They don't care about what kind of gas, right? And they just get another car. This is what a lot of souls are doing with the physical body, right? They just living. They just living. And when you can see it like that, the whole world changes. Your whole perspective of the world changes. You get another body. Some people want to reincarnate. We got infinite possibilities happening simultaneously. Everything is happening at once, you know? And when you start seeing life like that and just take that stamp of judgment off, you're ready to play. You're ready to play, you know? So that's where we at, brother. That's where I'm at. And I thank you for attaching your energy to the live stream.
Yeah, anytime.
All right. Peace, man. Peace.
Peace.
All right. That is Marcus Jackson. And I am going to do something here. I hope I didn't miss her. I hope I didn't miss her. Let me see. This will be a second. I hope I didn't miss her. And I missed her. I missed her. I missed her. Anyway, 213. I'm back live over at the chat. We'll name this live stream later. Yeah, back to Yvonne. Okay, Yvonne, all you have to do is go over to Skype. Okay, Marcus just called me on Skype. A couple of people. You can see on the live stream right up under I'm Conscious Now What at the bottom. Just go over to Skype and add me as Focus Guy on Skype. Let me go over to Skype right now to make sure people aren't adding me now. Yeah, just add me on Skype. And I'll bring you in. It's that easy. Either on this show or in future shows. If you want to call in live, you don't have to have a landline. That's why we utilize Skype. And it's free. It's free. And here she is live. It's that easy. We got a brand new caller coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Yvonne Allen. Waiting on you live, Yvonne. I'm going to call her. Yvonne Allen, are you there?
I'm here.
Yvonne, you are live on I'm Conscious Now What? I just felt when I read your name that you had something to add to this frequency today. So welcome, first time caller. You're from the UK. You have the platform. Are you there?
I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
You got the platform. Say whatever you feel.
I'm not sure what I wanted to say. I mean, I've been watching the shows and stuff, and I just how do I get this?
Mute the live stream. Mute your live stream on your computer because you'll hear an echo. Just mute it. Just turn the volume down on YouTube and just use Skype for now. Because you're live now and YouTube is behind what we're saying now. Are you still there? Yvonne, are you still there? I think we lost her. We'll give her some time to gather her thoughts. First time caller. Sometimes, you know, it is what it is. Yvonne, if you gather your thoughts and you want to call back in, just hit the call button on Skype. And I'll get you back on live. Any questions from anyone in the chat while you still got me here live? I'm open to receive whatever energy that you might want to add to the platform. I will do my best to give you my perspective on your questions. There are no dumb questions. Any last callers that want to connect with this frequency today? Say, Miss Paula Kinney, peace and love, sister. You're live on I'm Conscious Now What with Derek. How are you?
Hi, Derek. How are you?
Hey, I can see you. What's up, sister?
Good. I just wanted to ring in, connect, and say it's all good.
It's all good. Well, you got the platform.
Yeah.
Catch us up. What's been going on in your universe?
Very interesting because haven't had a good couple of days. Had some bills come in, that unexpected bills are going to cost me a lot of money. But after listening to you and Jim Trursand and you and Bubba from yesterday, I've been working a lot on soul fragments, reintegrating soul fragments. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
And it's very, very in line with what you were saying earlier, that don't expect to receive in the way that you expect it. And that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of putting out a manifestation and expecting it to come back neatly. Now, actually, what I've realized what this is about, what these unexpected bills have come up, I've asked for clearance and I asked for integration and ascension in the quickest and easiest way. And that's what's happening. It's all good. It's all clearance.
Good for you to see it that
And-
way. That's a
Sorry?
great way. Good for you to see it that way. To be
Yeah.
able to adjust. What I call that is you're sitting centered in the midst of what we would say in English, chaos. That's just what we label it. But that chaos really is like, if you could see the non-physical realms right now, in your mind, it would be chaos. But that's where creation sparks from, chaos. You know, we've just stamped it because we're so organized and we have certain ways that we were taught to do things. Anything outside of the boundary of this system that we were brought in is very uncomfortable.
No, it's amazing because it's just become so apparent today. It's very interesting. I get out of meditation and you were 20 minutes into your live show, and it just was so apparent that playing in the energy, playing in that chaos, energy is energy, and it can always be transmuted. And I've been playing with this stuff for a long time and still waiting for the neat package. And it's not neat, but it's okay. It's just, you know, it's been a really powerful couple of days and realizing that no, it's not neat. It doesn't come in the way that you expect. It completely in line with what you've been saying today.
Yeah.
You and Bubba were talking about yesterday. So I just wanted to kind of really ring in and share that, like, where I'm at right now is that it's all perfect.
It's perfect. That's when I say that, people. I always say everything is perfect. Who cares what I'm seeing? I call it the reflection. And in physical, it's like when you look in the mirror, right? And you see your reflection. A lot of people get to, because they don't like the reflection, you know? And that's kind of like what 3 density and all creation comes from the mind, mentalism. That's what we got to get back connected to. Our imagination, which is the mind. Mentalism is one of the hermetic laws that I stand by. And I'm learning how to exist in my mind and balance it enough, because everything is balanced, centering all of these different variations of my physical body, my emotional body, my etheric body, my mental body. All of these bodies, you just line them up. And I was talking to Cropper yesterday, and this kid is just, man, he's to the point now where, and I understand what he's saying, but I'm not there yet. But it's cool to hear people say it, where he has all of these bodies in perfect alignment, and he feels with all of them, but it's like in this perfect balance, like, and it's so cool to hear him talk about it. I'm gonna ask him, I'm gonna get back with him, because a lot of time he records what we say and I record what we say, because it be so many gold nuggets and we play it back. I'm gonna beg Ryan to let me air this conversation out, because it is just, it goes past your mind what we were talking. We were sitting there like we couldn't come up with answers for some of the things that we were talking. I mean, it's just mind blowing what we were talking about. I mean,
that would be great.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna beg Ryan, please. I'm gonna send him a copy of what I recorded and say, dude, you gotta let me publish this, dude. This will be so liberating for so many people, because I tell people all the time, if you try to connect Ryan to this time, and I understand what time is, but he is so far, I don't want to say ahead. It's kind of hard to say it, but he understands things. He's awakening faster than a lot of people. You know, that's the easiest way to say it. So he understands a lot of things that we don't even understand, as far as connecting all of our energy bodies together and becoming one. That non-duality that you hear me talk about, it starts with self too, because we have all of these bodies of energy that work together, but a lot of them are out of alignment with one another. So you feel like you're not centered. And a lot of people, because they're not aligned with their emotional body, their energy body, you got an astral body, a etheric body, you got a mental, all of these are frequencies. And a lot of, we blame archons and demons and devils on a lot of stuff that's not even, it's us. We're out of, you know what I mean?
I've been figuring that out lately too.
Right.
I've been creating my own hard work.
Yeah.
I really want to say a heartfelt thank you to you, Derek. I think the last time I called in was December, And I was absolutely terrified of calling in. I was anxious. I've no idea why, but it was to do with me being on two timelines. I have this person who I show to the world and this kind of side to me that I don't. But you told me I was on two timelines and it really resonated. But I'm not afraid of who I am anymore.
That's good.
And I'm much more public with who I am. And I'm going to be kind of bringing it into my professional life as well. But, you know, what you said really, really, it hit me and it resonated with me. And you've helped me beyond you. You'll never understand how much you've helped me.
Thank you. I'm only sharing my journey. And because we're all in the same soul group, my journey becomes the journey when we separate the duality. So, and and this just blows me away because this kid that just came back into my life after 5 years to just show you how this reflection of myself and non-duality, a part of me that I've always wanted to be. And then I see it in this kid actually doing it, like just living the life, debt-free, worry-free. I mean, his smile will just melt you. And the first thing we would ask, what the fuck are you smiling about? You don't have anything physical. So where is this joy coming from? It passes your understanding, you know? And he's like, I'm alive. I'm just happy to be alive. And I just look at him like, wow, I get it. I get it. This is a part of me that I can only imagine, but the imagination is all creation. I've imagined this. And here's a part of me, a chip of what Jim was talking about, coming back. And I'm visualizing, looking at my reflection in non-duality. And that's how I'm able not to judge him for his journey and to accept that smile, just to hold on to that smile. And he always says, I'm just passing through. You know, I just wanted to check on you. I'm just passing through. Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's awareness.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful just to be that free. No credit card debt, no mortgage, no car note. You just free. Live off the land. You know, wherever you end up, the universe will provide because he's so confident in who he is and what he is. Don't worry about a meal. Do the birds worry about a meal? Think about it. Do the animals that don't have a leg, do they worry about a meal? They eat every day. Every single day they eat. And this is the way this kid is. He eats every day with no expectation. Got a refrigerator full of food. He still eats what he eats because he's prepared to go back. He don't want to get to, and I know why he does it, but a lot of people would be offended. He don't want to eat our food. No, he's been conditioned to eat a certain way because he knows he's going back on that journey. He's just passing through, seeing what I'm doing. Loves the platform. He watches, he be in there he didn't even have like an internet connection in a lot of these places. So he's totally off grid in a lot of spaces. He told me I go to the library if I want to get on the internet when I'm riding through a town. I go to the library, log on. That's it. So he's watching all of these things go around and I can see him just like smiling, looking at the technology, but then it'll shut off. And then he's like to himself, you know, just in his own mind. It's just, you have to be a multi-dimensional person to understand what he's doing. You can't be one-dimensional. You can't. You would just run him away. He would just leave you. You know what I mean? He would just leave because you don't understand his journey and what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to be locked down in a system that he saw, I guess, almost ruin his dad. You know what I mean? Because he saw a lot of this. You know, he saw me when I was homeless and when I disappeared. He saw my struggle. I remember years ago when I was in a different town and I was just ready to give up. And I remember him saying this, and I brought this up today, and he just smiled. I say, son, man, I'm just ready to get up out of here. I'm just tired of this life. And he was like, Dad, you can't do that now. This was years ago. He was like, because you got me and his sister, you got to stay. You can't do that now. That'll be selfish of you to do that because you got me and your sister. And what are we going to do? I remember that conversation like yesterday. And I thought about it and I'm like, fuck. All right, I'll stay. I was done with this incarnation. I mean, I was done. I was tired. And he said, you can't do that now. What about me and you and my sister? You know, you got us, you know, like basically saying our time hasn't come yet, but it's going to all come back around. And this is going to make sense in the perfect alignment with the universe.
Yeah.
And so now I'm sorry, go ahead.
So sometimes those conversations happen when you need them. You know, the synchronicity thing is always perfect.
Sure.
Again, not neatly packaged, but it's always perfect.
You got to be open to receive it. You see, because if I was into ego and this expectation of where he should be on his journey in this life based on mine, it doesn't line up with anything that, you know, a one-dimensional dad would expect from their son. You know what I mean? So I'm just blown away, you know, that and for those of you listening out there, and you said it. Did you say it or was it Marcus? One of you said it on the call. It's taking energy and restructuring this energy that you're receiving and just molding it into whatever you want it to be. Period. As it comes in. You're out of polarity. You're out of good, bad, right, wrong. You're just taking whatever comes your way and you're molding it with your perception of, oh, this is cool. I'll change it into this. And then you're centered. And that's what it is. You're cool with it. You know, it's like taking the filters out of the chakra. Energy is just able to flow through you without all of these chakras catching it and filtering it. That root chakra, that survival mode chakra that grounds us to the earth. Survival mode. I gotta get money. That's that root chakra. And it's hard getting out of that root chakra without, if you just, to get out of that root chakra, you gotta say, F it, I'm done. And you just get out of there. It's just, you gotta get out of that. I got to have, without money, I'm nothing.
You really do need that faith. You know, it's interesting you said you were homeless, because when I was a kid, we were homeless for a year and we lived at a homeless shelter. And that's one thing that kept me in the root chakra for such a long time, was the fear of going back there.
Survival mode. Yeah.
Yeah, that I really had to check my beliefs, you know, I really had to challenge my beliefs, really, you know, as Bubba says, stand back, observe what I was doing, and how much I replayed that out. I replayed it out over and over and over. No other entity, nobody doing it to me. As you said earlier, it was me, what we do to ourselves.
That's right.
I was replaying it over and over and over, like Groundhog Day, in different ways, not in the same scenario, but it was the same energy that was looped.
That's right.
And, you know, needed to have that complete belief and faith. But I've always been able to manifest, even as a kid, but, you know, kind of didn't have enough belief. And that's really, really switched for me, really flipped. And again, you know, what was it Bubba said yesterday, something like a plant, it grows upwards for a while, then it plateaus, and then it starts to grow outwards, because it needs to grow broader before it can grow upwards. That just resonates so much with me as well. It's like, it's taking a plateau. It's not really a plateau. You continue to grow all the time. You it just doesn't go in a straight line.
That's right.
Forget the straight lines.
Great analogy. Great. And that's how plants grow. That's how they grow. They'll grow up a certain, that was a great analogy. I mean, Bubba just keeps everything so simple. And it is, you know, it is simple. And that's why I love when me and Bubba meet up and it's time, we always come together, because we're both manifesting so much. And I can feel Bubba and he can feel me. And it always happens, like he'll start from a text, where are you? And I'll catch that text and I'm like, you ready to play? And it's always spontaneous. It's never planned with me and Bubba. Me and Bubba never says, hey, Thursday we gonna do it. It's never planned. Never. It just happens. Perfect timing every time. I have never said, hey, Bubba, I'm gonna call you on this day and we're gonna do it. It never happens. You can actually hear the phone ringing when I do it like that purposely. And I let the phone ring and he picks up the phone and we just go. because that's the energy that we play in. Whatever happens, happens. You know, we never plan shows, never. Because
it always works. Just you always, you know, you separately such profound messages, and when you come together, you know, wow.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm adapting with I'm conscious now. What I know, sometimes we go live at 1, but I purposely today came on at 12:45. You know, just to shake up the energy. You know, I'll name this show later, and you watch how this pops off. It's just, I'm just getting, not that I want to be this unorganized. No, I want to truly, from the core of my being, I want to move with whatever is around me. I want to tap into everything possible in my field. You know, I'm to the point now where I have this will and desire from this new energy. It's just catapults you. I cannot settle for that old institutionalized way of living. I won't. I refuse to. It's like I just got out of prison. Everything's different, but I'm cool with it. I'll adapt. You know, I'm cool. I'm free. All right. I know I ain't figured everything out yet, but I'm cool right here, right now. I'll make it. I can't go back into that institutionalized system where I have to do this. You have to do that. No, I'm a free will being, and you cannot violate my free will. I won't allow you to anymore. I won't. I'll just shock you with my frequency. I do it all the time now, not intentionally, but my frequency, I keep it so high that the way this universe runs, you attract based on frequency and vibration. You see what I mean? So lower vibrating entities, or they can't stay in my field. The frequencies aren't congruent. You see what I'm saying? Everything is perfect in alignment based on vibration and frequency. It's the way this holographic universe is designed. It's based on vibration. And so I always wanted to be transparent. I don't always want to stay up. And I know that sounds crazy. I like riding the field of energy to meeting my shadow side and shadow beings. And we were talking about archons one show. I don't agree with everything that every guest says that when they come on this show, but I'm willing to sit in that frequency because every now and then you get nuggets. You know what I mean? You get nuggets. I don't agree with everything that everybody says, but I'll put them on just to let them talk. So, but at the same time, I'm becoming transparent to this energy. I'm calm in this energy. It doesn't bother me. I'm learning how these archons think, how they act. So I'll know how to combat with them when I get in that frequency. So I can stay calm in what people call storms. I'm calm, cool, and collective, having a great time. You know, and other people are like, how are you so happy when this is going on? Because that ain't going on. I understand that. That ain't going on in my universe.
And that is so wise. You know, it's real testament to your wisdom that you can, you know, you allow yourself to receive. You hear everybody. Yeah, you don't have to agree with what everybody says, but you're willing to receive it. And it's interesting, I find in those times, because sometimes I do watch certain, you know, things and I think, what the hell? But even in that, there's usually something, you see, you call it that golden nugget, that's like, oh wow, that's it. That's the bit I meant to hear today.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I'm not being negative about your show or anything like that, because I've not felt like that. Your show.
Oh, listen.
But I would listen to a lot of people, you know, I watch a lot of programs and a lot of stuff.
I already know about my show because I'm okay with who I am, but I know all souls and all beings are not going to just agree with everything that I say. I don't choose to know anything. I just share my experiences. I'm not a guru. I know why I'm here. I'm here, and you'll hear me say this all. I know exactly why I'm here. I'm here because I'm learning how to love. I'm learning how this love frequency vibration that comes from this heart chakra. I'm learning how to position myself in the heart space and experience the life from the heart space, because I've been in that root chakra for so long. Survival, you know what I mean? And I'm learning how to get back to this heart space, which gives me access right up this spine, which is we're like a as above, so below. What do I mean by that? Our bodies are like replicas of the way that the universe is designed. You know, the root chakra to me is like planet Earth, and my crown chakra is like me returning to, I call it the divine presence of all. When my energy goes through my crown chakra, I don't have the language to explain it. I just become one with everything simultaneously. It's like, and that's what the guy says, time is linear. I know what that means exactly. I've experienced being everything that there could possibly be at one time. And you'll hear me say this. It was the most beautiful experience that I've ever experienced, but at the same time, the most horrifying experience. And because for one, if you had to measure it in time, like for 1 second, just imagine being everything that there could possibly be, and you're there in consciousness. That's the only way you can experience this, in consciousness. And then in a split second, you're in the void. You're all that exists. There's nothing. It's just gone, and it's just you in the void, and you're conscious. You're just sitting there, nothing. And you like,
so powerful.
Oh, it'll change you forever when you experience that. You're everything that there could possibly be, right? And then you just conscious, but you're in a void. It's just you.
I remember the first time I astrally projected, it was just for a few seconds, and I woke up and I was absolutely shaking with exhilaration, but that kind of fear of what the hell just happened. It was like my body went into shock. And then at first I thought, I'll have to run around and tell everybody, you know, there's no such thing as death and everything's fine and don't worry about anything, you know. And then I thought, no, okay, take it down a notch. No.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean you never die?
Yes.
What? You never die?
I couldn't believe that was here.
Right.
But when I experienced it from here, it was like, oh wow, you know, run around, tell everybody you don't need to worry about anything ever because it's all fine.
Right.
So,
right. You are consciousness. Yeah. That's cool. Well, look, I love having you here. We got to move on as far we're confined by this illusion of time, right? So I really appreciate you calling in, and let's stay connected. I really appreciate you attaching your energy to the platform. It's always what you've touched so many people just by attaching to this frequency. And as this video circulates around the world, because we're global now, a lot of people are going to feel your energy, and you're going to feel your consciousness. As people connect to your energy, you're going to feel your consciousness start expanding. Because the more people connect to your vibration and come into agreement, you expand without you even knowing it. You're just going to grow so fast.
Thank you, Derek. That's so meaningful to me.
Oh, yeah.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you for connecting with me in non-duality, becoming one with me. This is so powerful. And this is what the masses have been doing to us for probably millions of years. You can't even measure the deception of the prison that we've been in as souls, reincarnating. All they're doing is harvesting our energy, getting all of us in this non-duality to war against I'm good, I'm bad, right, wrong, Democrat, black. Well, all of this is a game, and all they doing is siphoning all of that energy. Just like we're using this powerful positive energy to come together, they've been doing this for millions of years. The total opposite of positive is negative. So they've been taking our energy, feeding off of it, and they keep recycling us. That's all that's been going on. And now we're free. We're free.
Yeah.
You see, we're free. And some are floating up, you know, we know, like a balloon, you know how a bunch of balloons are together. This is what I see in the non-physical realm. This is the best way that I can discern this. I see this now, and I know how to translate what I'm seeing. Man, I see 7 billion balloons, and all of these balloons are tied to like this. I don't even know what this is, but it's tied, right? And something is like some energy is coming through and it's severed this connection, right? Some of the balloons are still intertwined. You know how the strings get intertwined? So they're going up, right? But there's groups. And these groups could be Catholic, Baptist, religion, Hindu, Muslim. They're still in groups. But then there's some of these balloons that are just floating by themselves. And the balloons that are floating by themselves, they're going higher, faster because they're free. But there's still these clusters of balloons. I mean, like millions of groups. And these are the souls that have grouped together in whatever belief that they're passionate about. But every now and then you see these single free will beings, these balloons, they're by themselves and they just gone like, right? Because they're free. And this is what we're like. We're like these balloons. We've been all tied and clustered and grounded on planet Earth. Well, now that has been severed and we're floating up. We're waking up. And it's just going to be your choice whether you want to sever from all of these other groups that you've been intertwined with for who knows how long, or you want to stay in these groups and be ruled over or guided, or what. It's all your choice. You are in control of this little chip of what I call consciousness of the one, the divine presence of all experiencing itself over and over again. Every time we become lucid in the dream, it's that divine presence of all recognizing itself. I'm alive. And it just moves on. And it's hard to understand it. But every time you become lucid in this life, it's that divine presence of all. Just like me and Ryan was talking about it, it loops and overlaps so much. That's what this physical form is. It's just energy looping and overlapping over and recognizing itself over and over. That's awareness. And it looks physical because this energy has looped and overlapped so many times that it's a lot of energy here, which creates what we call form. This is just overlapping, overlapping, overlapping to be this. I'm Derek Dunlap. It's that divine presence of all just looping, recognizing itself. Awareness, consciousness. It's deep. It's deep. It's deep. It's a fun when you look at it like that. The I am Derek Dunlap. I am. What's your name?
My name.
What's your name? There you. I am. It all started with the I. So it's looping. I am Derek Dunlap. I am Paula. I am Bubba. But this is going crazy. You know what I mean? Infinite. All of these I am what? That's the same manifestation which started from the one, which then became aware of the one, which then became conscious. And it just started growing. You can't understand it with your mind. There's no device that can measure this, you know. You just have to become it. Yeah. Peace and love, sister.
You too, Derek. Great connecting with you. Look forward to connecting with you again.
Peace. Love you.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye.
Man, I just hate. I could just talk to these souls forever, you know? Forever. We've been going for, oh, I hate looking at clocks, you know? I hate looking at clocks. Oh, it doesn't measure how long we've been going. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take one more journey over to the chat. And I'm going to let you guys go for now. But we will be back. We will be back, right? All right, so everybody's cool. Phone lines are closed at this time. I'm gonna shut off the phone lines. I'm gonna give my final thoughts for this live stream. Final thoughts, real simple. Just be willing on this journey to step outside of yourself or whatever you call self. Doesn't matter the language, doesn't matter. Whatever you call yourself right now in this present moment, be willing to step outside of that and venture off and experience the life from a different perspective. Let's just use that. It's okay to get comfortable with different frequencies, different vibrations, different thoughts, different bliss, you know? But how can I put this? I know how to just sit in bliss. I know how to get there, right? It's kind of like, this is a bad analogy, but I'm going to say it anyway, so some of you can understand what I'm saying. I know how to get into bliss, to where I'm just blissing and shaking and it feels great, right? It's kind of like people know how to masturbate and feel good for a minute. You understand what I'm saying? Right? All right. So we there. All right. But on my journey, what I'm finding out very fastly, that the life is more than just the bliss. You're going to run into different frequencies that don't feel like bliss. So what's going to happen when you run into frequencies that don't feel like bliss? Can you adapt to those frequencies and sit in those frequencies and energy and still be that multi-dimensional being that you are? You know what I mean? To find bliss in frequencies where your perception of bliss doesn't exist. There it is. You see what I'm saying? Because when we make it to this bliss and we do the things over and over and over and over again, we have an expectation of what bliss is, right? And it's not until you find bliss in something that you once perceived as PHUCK up, right? Just messed up. But somehow, some way, you find bliss in that, or you center in the midst of that. And that's when you say, wait a minute, you mean all this time it was just I labeled this, but this can also be found in this, and this can be found in this, and this can be found in this situation. You understand what I'm saying? For example, death. The only reason why death will grieve you or make you cry is because your perception of the life is still the physical body. That's all it is. And you can say I'm cold or I'm crazy or I'm nut. People who still cry and get all blue out of shape, right? From what we perceive as death, when we take off the physical layer of ourselves, right? It's because in their universe, in their conscious mind, life is the physical body. That's who they are. And so when the physical body leaves, in their perception, the life leaves. They have no consciousness of conscious solar energy being the power and the life force energy of the body. So you have to understand that, not to beat people up who cry about people passing on, because I used to cry all the time, right? We got to keep it real, right? But as we wake up and as we continue the journey and as we break free from all of the balloons, you know, that visualization I gave you, as we take this journey into our own hands and base the life on our own experiences, you'll know what the life is. The life is infinite possibilities. Your consciousness forever expanding, experiencing, just like a little baby. Little babies will teach you. Animals will teach you. When little babies hit the physical realm, what they're into everything, right? They don't know nothing about right, wrong, good, bad, hot, cold. They're born into a reality and they're exploring everything. That's the life. It's not until we grab them and say, hey, don't touch that stove, it's hot. But they don't understand that, do they? They have to do what? Right? It should always be like that. We should always be able to experience the life from our own perspective. We shouldn't be forced by our parents or our grandmothers or governments or religions to dictate what the life is. Y'all feel me? That's where we at now with this new energy. There's no stamp or no one way, none of that. There's unlimited possibilities in the life. And I'm so excited for you as you take this journey, as you push yourself, as you connect with your higher self and say, look, I'm open to receive this life anyway. Give me the fastest and easiest way to connect with you, higher self, whatever you want to call it, right? But get here, get to this heart space. See, when you get to this heart space, all of this color shit, and this gonna make people mad. I don't care. I don't care. I still love them anyway. I'll hug them while they're mad at me and tell them I love them, right? When you get to the heart space, all of this color shit go out the window. It's gone. You don't see color from the heart space. You see solar energy, souls. You see souls. All souls matter. Now try to top that one. All fucking souls matter. It is what it is. So all of these artificial intelligent beings that's running around on earth, fuck you. All souls matter. If you don't have a soul, I don't know what to tell you. All souls matter. And we're going to end on that. If you're soulless, fuck you. Peace and love, soul group. I'll see you on the next live stream. I love you. It feels good